Hello everybody and welcome to your daily Steam sales for the 29th of December. Wait, no, 28th of December because it's after midnight here, but it's actually yesterday's sales. Hey everybody and welcome to your Steam set deals for the 28th of December 2011. Today's deals are pretty good. I gotta say, here's today's graphic. We've got Assassin's Creed, as you can see. So let's move on, first of all, with Assassin's Creed, actually. This is a pack of 4 really good Assassin's Creed games. Pretty sure the majority of people out there will know what Assassin's Creed is. My recommendations, if you've not already played them, pick up the first and second games. Brotherhood and Revelations will probably come down in price by the summer or the next winter sales. The thing about the Assassin's Creed series, it's really good, but the prices do tend to drop faster than most series. Like, as you can see, Assassin's Creed 2 only came out last year. Already the price in these sales is already down below £4, which is really, really good. But things like Brotherhood, Revelations, I would probably hold on to another sale. That would be my advice to you. But the Assassin's Creed games, great adventure-y kind of assassination type games. You're an assassin and you go around killing people, and somehow I've accidentally opened my developer console. I need to not do that. You're an assassin, you go around killing people. What more is there to love about this game? Except the crazy flips and jumps and stunts and acrobatic awesomeness. I would definitely recommend, if you've not played it, get Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, because they are going for really good prices. Machinarium is a pretty decent adventure-type indie game. It's mostly puzzle game. It's like, have you ever played a Flash game where you have to like click around, try and find things that are interactable? You know, it's fairly limited like that, but I would definitely recommend this for fans of that kind of game and adventure puzzles in general. I've been playing this today, and it does seem fairly good, even though I've had to use the hint system practically every single room. Now, the problem with games like this, you have to do everything in a very specific order as to what the developer wants you to do, rather than taking things into your own hands, I think. At times, it just feels like you're basically trying to click on anything you can click on, which I think is a bit of a problem, but I would definitely recommend picking this up for the price. Especially if you're a fan of adventure-type games, such as LucasArts or Telltale Games type things. You will probably not be disappointed. Third game in today's sales, Section 8 Prejudice. This is a sci-fi FPS game. Not one that I can say a great deal about, although I can echo what I've heard about the game, and that is that the single player is fairly short, so you're mostly buying this for the multiplayer. It is pretty cheap, not one I'm going to be picking up for obvious reasons, but apparently the multiplayer is fairly good if the choice of weapons is a little bit bad. Just what I've heard, don't shoot the messenger. Fourth game, Two Worlds, the entire franchise. The first game, the second game, and 2 expansions, I believe, for the second game. Now, the Two Worlds series is one that I've always struggled to get into. It's an open world kind of RPG type thing. I did own Two Worlds 1 on the Xbox, but, you know, I always struggle to get into it. And I think it's a case where, you know, they've got a lot of things going for them. They've got the open world that's fantastic. They've got the quests. But what they don't have is the immersion. This is something I've heard from other people as well. It just feels like you're just doing unconnected quests for no particular reason. You don't feel like a proper character in the world. And that's a problem that I've heard it consists through Two Worlds 1 and 2. So I would not recommend picking this up. £8.49, it's a good price for it, but I would still recommend not picking it up, probably. There are other better games of the genre out there, like, I'm going to say again, Skyrim, things like that. Which, while more expensive, more worth your money, more valuable. Next game, Hearts of Iron Collection. Now, Hearts of Iron... this is Hearts of Iron 3. So you got the Hearts of Iron 3, and you got a load of DLC packs for like 19p, which is ridiculously cheap for DLC, but although they are just things like sprite packs, which probably shouldn't really be that... which probably shouldn't be paid for at all. Hearts of Iron 3 being a World War II simulator. From the screenshots, it looks fairly complicated, I've got to say. I have heard good things about it. Not the kind of game I'm tremendously interested in, but it does seem very fine-controlled, which, you know, if you're into games like this, if you're into very, very strategic games, might be worth a pickup. Definitely a good price for something like this. Not a recommendation, but I will let you make your own mind up about this one. Next game, Dead Space and Dead Space 2. Now, it's very rare, considering this Dead Space 2 was only released this year. Well, okay, the beginning of this year, but still this year. Only 11 months ago, to the day. It's very rare, especially for a game released this year, and especially for an EA game, for it to fall below £5 like this in a sale. This is a fantastic price for Dead Space 2. The Dead Space games are really good sci-fi survival horror type FPSs. You have aliens, they're trying to kill you, you have to shoot them. I think that sums this game up pretty well. $4.99, very good price for Dead Space 2. Highly recommend. Pick this one up. Next game in the sales is Homefront. Homefront is an FPS that really has some very terrible reviews going for it. Would not recommend picking this up. Apparently it's very lazily designed to just kind of be an FPS, and that's kind of it. That's really all I've heard about it. I've not picked up the game, I've not played the game. All I've heard is it's pretty darn terrible, even for an FPS. The single player is incredibly short, apparently one of the shortest of any FPS, and that's really all I can say about it. Do not recommend, quite an expensive price, don't recommend picking this one up. Next game, the Tomb Raider franchise. This is Tomb Raider Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld, as well as Guardian of Light. Now, I definitely recommend picking all of these up. I am personally a big fan of the Tomb Raider series. At the very least, I'd recommend picking up Anniversary. Now, Anniversary is a remake of the very first Tomb Raider game. I've been a fan since the very first Tomb Raider game. Even though it's been a bit of a bumpy ride, I do think that, particularly with the newer games, the Anniversary, Legend, and Underworld, the series is really regaining its awesomeness, I think. Kind of looking forward to the new Tomb Raider game that's coming out, although I don't really like the name. I think having another game called Tomb Raider is just a little bit ridiculous now. Guardian of Light is very different. I kind of don't really know what to think about this game. I have played it, and it's one I struggled with really getting into. It's a lot more puzzle-based. It's like kind of top-down. I don't know, I just don't really like it. Even as a fan of the Tomb Raider series, it just kind of goes against the design of the series, and it just feels odd to me. But anyway, at the very least, I do recommend picking up Anniversary and or Legend. Anniversary is a remake of the first game, as I say, using the engine from Legend, which is a really, really good engine, I gotta say. Definitely recommend picking up some of those. Big fan of Tomb Raider. Would love to turn all the people onto Tomb Raider, really. The Serious Sam games. Another series, that I've not heard great things about. It's one that I've heard pretty damn terrible things about. Apparently it's, well, according to the blurb, which is this bit here, it's a throwback to the golden age of first-person shooters where men were men, cover was for amateurs, and pulling the trigger made things go boom. Which makes me think this is a bit of a Duke Nukem ripoff. Possibly. I can't really say a great deal about it. It doesn't look fantastic. Apparently the graphics are pretty not great. Apparently the animations for characters, at least. And and overall it's not that good of a game. Not one I recommend. Still fairly expensive. Although this one only came out a month ago, so I can kind of forgive them for that. But do not recommend picking that one up. Dungeon Defenders, definitely recommend picking this one up. This is an indie tower defense kind of action RPG. You're a little character, you can roam around a dungeon. It's basically, if you've ever played Orcs Must Die, it's a very similar game to that. You place towers around, and you got to also help fight off the zombies, or the whatever they're goblins and things. Evil things that want to kill you. I will say that this is a fairly hard game, actually. I've been playing it quite a lot with Ziva. It might just because we're horrendously low level, but we were just kind of getting pretty darn owned. Oh well. There is also an achievement for this today. Probably not one that you're likely to get if you don't already own and have played the game, because apparently it's pretty hard to get, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Definitely recommend picking this one up, though. This is a fun little tower defense game. Definitely recommend. Definitely recommend. I'll definitely play more co-op with Ziva in the future anyway. Next game, Revenge of the Titans. This is also a tower defense kind of thing, where you have to... Well, it's kind of... The screenshots look very odd. I've never actually tried this game. Reviews haven't been great on it. It doesn't look fantastic, although apparently the AI is very good, if at times annoying. And that's all I can really say. I'm not going to be picking this one. Actually, I think I already own this one. I wouldn't pick this up if I didn't already have it from a humble indie bundle at some point. It doesn't look like the best tower defense game ever. Probably not a recommendation from me. Next game, Space Pirates and Zombies. What more do you want? Pretty much that's pretty much everything about this game is summed up in the title. You got space pirates and you got zombies. In other words, I don't really know much about it. It's a top-down space combat game, which is action-based and skill-oriented. Apparently fairly good. Again, not one I'm going to be picking up, not one that I'm going to recommend. It's an indie game, so if you want to support the developers, then feel free to make your own mind up. Alright, so let's move on to today's achievements. First achievement, Team Fortress 2, Valve Gift Grab 2011. Collect 3 gifts dropped by opponents. Fairly easy achievement. Any opponent has a chance of dropping gifts. Go online, play for a bit. Team Fortress 2 is now a free-to-play game, so you've got really no excuse for not going on and trying this. Team Fortress 2 is a fantastic game, I gotta say. So go on and do it. Go play. Go. Go now. Stop this video. Go do it now. I hope I've inspired you. Next one, Space Pirates and Zombies. This is another one that was on offer today. Not an achievement I know much about. Apparently it's the first mission in the second system, if that makes sense to anybody that's played the game. That's about all I know. Feed Santa so much milk and cookies that an elf falls off his sleigh. Right. Next game, Revenge of the Titans. That's another one that was on offer today. Hurrah, Christmas is finally over. I have heard... Oh yes, I have heard about this. Apparently this achievement is incredibly difficult to get and will require a lot of skill at the game. You have to fight off 5 waves of Yetis, I believe. If you go into bonus mode, you can see Yeti mode. I think you have to get through 5 waves of that. Apparently it is incredibly difficult, and the AI on those Yetis is incredibly good, and they'll just go whichever way most will screw you over. It is apparently a very difficult one. That's all I can say about it. I'm probably not going to go for this one, even though I own the game, because I have heard some fairly large horror stories about how difficult it is. Serious Sam BFE, Christmas in Cairo, decorate the Christmas tree. This is one, I believe, on the first mission of the game, if I can remember correctly, where you have to go to the museum, and outside it is a tree, and you have to get body parts from enemies and throw them at the tree. It sounds very Duke Nukem me, let's put it that way. Grab aliens, rip them apart, and throw them on the tree. Yes. Apparently not a difficult one. Again, I don't really recommend Serious Sam 3, but if you do have the game, shouldn't be tremendously difficult, I don't think. I don't know. I can't really say. Next one, Dungeon Defenders, jingled all the way, delivered all the presents, and saved Santa Tavern Keep from the vile clutches of Mega Snowman in the Ethereum Holiday Extravaganza Challenge Mission. Apparently this one's also a very hard one and will require a at least level 30 to 40 character, which will apparently take about 2 to 3 days of actual play of the game if you want to do it from scratch. Again, probably not an achievement I'm going to go for because I don't really have the time to put into that. But there you go. That's all I can really say about that one. Sanctum, Festivus for the rest of us. Collect 10 presents. This is one I already got earlier in the Steam deals. I think I got that on this morning, actually. Yes, I did get that one this morning. Or this afternoon. Whichever one. Basically collect 10 presents. There's a new map added called Christmas. The music playing in the background is terrible, so I highly recommend muting the music, because the music on that level is just appalling. Like, it's worse than Beat Hazard, and Beat Hazard has a track by Justin Bieber in it. That's how terrible the music is in this game. But anyway, some of the Sanctum, I think I've already talked about Sanctum previously in this, in one of these videos, but Sanctum is a fantastic tower defense game. You're kind of also running around and shooting zombies at the same time. Definitely recommend picking up Sanctum. I think it was on offer one of these days, but you can still pick it up for 75% off. I believe it's 75% off today because of the fact that there's an achievement on it. I also recommend picking up the 4-pack because this game has fantastic co-op. I've been playing co-op with Ziva quite a bit recently. You can also get a bunch of the DLC for it as well. Basically, you go on that new Christmas map and you kill any minions that spawn with Christmas hats, and they drop presents, and then pick up the presents. Interesting fact about this achievement, I'm not sure if this was just the case for me, but I was trying this achievement on my own, and I just could not get any presents at all. It was kind of ridiculous, because I was playing it with Ziva, and we were playing co-op, and he got all his 10 presents pretty quickly, because there's also a Santa that flies over the map, and if you can shoot him down, then you get 5 presents instantly, so that's really good. But I didn't manage to get all my presents. I only managed to get 5, and then he left, and then I spent about another 2 hours trying to get any more presents. I didn't get any more presents. So I'm not sure if this can only be accomplished in co-op or online, but I didn't get any in single player for 2 hours. So highly recommend going for this one online. That's really all I can say about that. And that's it for the Steam Daily Deals today for the 28th of December 2011. Finally got some good audio quality back. Awesome. I'm happy about that. Well, there was no video yesterday, and the main reason for that is because I'm currently on good terms with Ziva. And this is a rare occurrence. And, you know, whenever I'm on good terms with Ziva, I just feel like I need to play games with him all the time. That's my excuse. I've been playing games all the time, so I didn't have time to make you a video. That's a terrible excuse. God, I'm a terrible person. But I'm the kind of person that, you know, you ask me if I want to play a game, and I'm just like, I really kind of don't, but I kind of also, if I say I don't want to play a game, then I know that you'll just ask why, and then I'll be like, I don't know, fine, I'll play the game anyway. That's kind of how things are between me and Ziva. Yeah. He makes me play games. He's a horrible, cruel taskmaster. Yes. And considering he's just got me addicted to Star Wars The Old Republic, yeah. I'm not really going to have time to make videos for a while, am I? Unless I make Star Wars The Old Republic videos, I should totally do that. But anyway, see you tomorrow for the 29th of December 2011, which I believe is... How many days through the sale are we now? I think we've got 3 days left. Only 3 days left, that's surprising. You know, I'm kind of surprised that the Binding of Isaac achievement hasn't appeared here yet. Partly because the Binding of Isaac achievement is actually fairly random luck based, so it's kind of weird to not see it. Because if they wait till like the last day to say the Binding of Isaac achievement, then that would kind of be pretty terrible, because like a load of people would probably try getting it and then just have Krampus not appear. I realise I'm talking about something that nobody has any idea what I'm talking about, so... This is the part of the video where I just kind of ramble on and see how long it takes me to finally say goodbye. So, see you next time, folks.